Hey, I just have some fun questions for all of you. What happens if the office manager croaks, or the hygienist calls in sick, or the dental assistant runs off with Prince Charming? Ugh. Does anyone see the need for some cross-training in the office? I do. And we begin our podcast right there.
Welcome, all of you fantastic dental podcast listeners, to the My Practice, My Business Dental Podcast Show, where we help dentists profit and thrive with excerpts from the clinical business of dentistry training here at My Practice, My Business. We'll be addressing and answering questions with current trends dentists and their teams face each and every day in their pursuit of this wonderful career we call dentistry. And now the host of our show, the clinical director and president at My Practice, My Business, Dr. Rob Thorup.
Missing a team member for even one day can lead to chaos in any dental office. And team members oftentimes feel overwhelmed, which could ultimately lead to a decline in the quality of patient care. And it doesn't have to be this way. I had a wonderful office manager early in my career who worked with me, or more accurately, I should say she put up with me. And she did so for nearly 15 years. I hired her within a year out of dental school, and hence the put up with me, because I was right out of dental school, right? We all know what brats we can be our first few years out of school and beyond. I use the word brat because that's what Debbie called me nearly every day. She goes, "Oh, where's the brat at?" She was passive aggressive, at least that's what I'll say. And I was just aggressive with no filter. So it was kind of like a match made in hell. I mean, a match made in heaven. I absolutely love that woman. She knows it. And I look forward to seeing her and her husband for the regular dental cleanings, especially her husband. He is former military and we have fun times chatting. They both are salt of the earth type people. I miss seeing them as often as I used to. Don't tell Debbie that, though. It was Debbie, though, who taught me the importance of cross-training and delegation. I'll never forget the first time she went on vacation for a week. Her strict orders were, just let stuff pile up on my desk. I'll take care of it when I get back. Does that sound familiar, docs? Just imagine a stack of patient charts piling up for insurance processing and another stack of EOBs to enter into ledgers. We were not entirely paperless back then, and utilizing our new practice management software and charts simultaneously is what we did, and which is what some of you are doing right now. You probably should go paperless. But that meant that even more busy work with accounting and bookkeeping each day when we were running both. When she returned on Monday, I remember her words as she saw the stacks on her desk. I mean, stacks. She came in, she looked, holy shit show. We were all just laughing and we let her get to work. Just stayed out of her way. That's what we did. Well, I couldn't understand why Debbie wouldn't just let us help her out. I know some of you are thinking that she might have been embezzling money because she wouldn't let anybody help. Requesting that much control in the dental practice can be concerning, but we had checks and balances established to make sure that this didn't happen from day one. And when you have checks and balances in place, you never have to put your office manager or front office team members in a position of where you even remotely question them. Having said that, I was very lucky and very grateful to have an individual in my practice like Debbie, because she was a very trustworthy soul. And she had the morals and values that we always wish that we have in our front office team members. But again, having those checks and balances alleviates that stress. And just very grateful to have somebody that I could trust at the helm of my practice like her. The real reason Debbie wanted things done the way she wanted them done is because she wanted them done right. She was kind of like anal like me and excelled in accuracy. And no one could do it better. She was awesome. She had a business degree, which was and still is like a unicorn. It's a rare find with most of our dental office managers. Ultimately, she was the best at her job. Another vacation was coming up, and I asked her if we could not lighten her load upon returning from her vacation. And she told me that if we did, she would have to double check our work on each patient anyway, so it was pointless. So Debbie's next vacation came up. And one of my dental assistants was actually my office manager when I first started. Before I even found Debbie, Her name was Darcy. Darcy went back to assisting once Debbie took over the front. And since Darcy knew how to run the front office, we devised a plan. You see, Darcy was the first team member I ever hired. And it was just me and her starting from scratch. And it was 5 months. We were running. We went from running in the red to running in the black. And shortly after that, I started looking for a small practice to buy. That's how we inherited Debbie. So Darcy knew how to do Debbie's job. So Darcy did Debbie's job for the week. And we made do with the other two assistants in the back. And when Debbie came back from her vacation, there were no stacks, no stress, no grief upon return. The delegation of duties had taken place. The cross-training worked, and all could more quickly return to normal. Or so we thought. You see, delegation is painful. When Debbie came back, she was not too happy. Someone had encroached on her turf. As she stated, I thought I peed in all four corners of my territory before I left, and I gave strict orders not to enter unless someone had a death wish. She was funny like that. She stated, I wonder how many mistakes I'm going to have to figure out. I could be here all night, and you're paying me. Oh my gosh, this lady was so funny. She just cracked us up all the time. But she was also very serious on what she stated. And she was off reviewing the charts. She was off looking at the insurance claims and the payments from the previous week that we had entered, or I should say that Darcy had entered. And all of us were on pins and needles. We were sweating bullets, especially Darcy. We knew the wrath of the office manager would descend upon all of us if she found any mistakes. Oh, please, Lord, don't let there be a mistake. Debbie requested a meeting before we all went home. Oh, in between patients, she was diligently checking our work from the previous week, and the meeting request could only mean that we were in trouble. After the last patient left, we entered Debbie's lair with our tails between our legs, and to our surprise, she thanked us, especially thanked Darcy, and gave her a hug. This was the first time in her dental career that she actually went on vacation and didn't stress about the practice the whole time, didn't worry about what kind of problems she was going to come back to. She didn't return to a shitload of work to catch up on, as she called it. She admitted that delegation and cross-training might be a valuable principle to implement in our office. And here was Debbie's biggest reveal. She said, I actually feel like the next time I go on vacation, I'm going to probably enjoy it and not have to think about the piles of crap I'll be returning to. Of course, Debbie did mention she found one mistake. Of course she would. A patient write-off got placed in the wrong category, and Darcy had asked me where to code it, and I apparently told her the wrong answer. Having said that, I told Debbie that Darcy wouldn't make that mistake next time, at which point I felt a sharp pain in my arm from a punch delivered at maximum power from Darcy. I immediately retracted my smart butt statement and took ownership of that mistake because I could sense Darcy winding up with another missile launch aimed at my arm, and my arm had already gone numb. Darcy grew up on a farm. Do I need to say any more? She punched hard. But it was fun. I love throwing my team under the bus whenever appropriate. What were the lessons learned? As many of you know, I grew up working for my dad at a battery company. My dad instilled upon each of us the necessity of working as a team and helping each other out all the time and simply having each other's back. And Dad fought in World War II, and I'm sure that's where he got his team training while in basic. After this experience, I made sure that the concept of cross-training was implemented in my dental practice, and this contradicted the teachings and training from all the dental consulting courses that I had attended early in my career and even later in life. The large majority of dental consultants this day teach what I call dental silos of responsibility. These silos are illustrated in grandiose job titles like, I'm the insurance specialist, I'm a financial specialist, I'm a scheduling coordinator, I'm a coordinating coordinator for the coordinator, and so forth. Of course, each team member should have an area of focus that they're responsible for, but they shouldn't be the only person capable of doing that job. Everyone should be able to support each other within their level of training and, of course, licensed capabilities, but they should know each other's jobs. For larger businesses, it makes sense to specialize. However, dental teams are smaller and thrive when they're cross-trained. There's no reason your hygienist can't submit an insurance claim or answer a ledger question. Dental assistants should be able to enter payments from EOBs and assist the hygienists at will, and office managers can clean operatories and explain treatment to patients. The doc can also, run the vacuum and clean operatories. All right, Rob, now you've stepped over the line. I am not doing that. Okay. So here are some ideas for areas to consider when cross-training. How about submitting insurance claims? I literally have my hygienist they will submit their claims in between patients. It takes 2 seconds. How about presenting treatment? Everybody that comes to our team training gets to see live action in our office of assistants presenting treatment, hygienists presenting treatment, even me presenting treatment. Another one's understanding ledgers and being able to answer basic ledger questions. We get those phone calls all the time, and it shouldn't just be the front office doing it. How about turning over operatories and sterilizing? It shouldn't just be the dental assistants, okay? Well, what about taking impressions? Everybody on my team can take an impression. What about entering payments from EOBs? Wow, wouldn't that be nice? So that the front office, if they get busy and they get behind, can delegate responsibilities to other team members that might have time in their schedule to be able to help out. Those are just to name a few. Here are some of the benefits of a cross-train office. 1, reduce the probability of fraud because everybody's watching everyone, because everybody's helping everyone. 2 is allow for sick days and vacation time where team members don't have to come back to a crap show, right? 3, how about improving team unity? Nothing satisfies a team more than being able to help out in other areas and learn other things than just the basic jobs that they do. 4 is a greater overall job satisfaction. I love that because team members actually have more satisfied jobs when they actually know how to do things outside of their scope. And I'll tell you another thing that it does is it helps team members better appreciate each other when they see what the other person has to deal with on a daily basis. So instead of hearing a team member say, "Let me get our office manager if he or she is available to answer your question," what if we hear them say, "Hey, let me get a team member who can answer that question a little better than I can," after that person has already tried to answer it if they couldn't answer it to begin with, which cross-trained team members usually can answer questions readily for our patients. I've noticed that special forces units have rank and file among themselves, but when out in the field, they can all do each other's jobs if needed. Imagine running your dental practice in that same way, with positions of expertise, but knowing that it's everybody's job to fulfill the mission of the dental practice. If I need a front office team member to suction and pass instruments, I know they can do it. If I need a dental assistant to handle a ledger question up front, I know that they can do that. And if I need a hygienist to present a treatment plan or take a payment, I know they can do that too. Our dental positions should be more internal within the office, but to the patient, they need to see that we're all one team and all of us are there to serve them with whatever their needs may be, within, of course, the confines of our licensed training. That leaves the field wide open, though, for crossover with cross-training and truly working as a team for the star of the show, which is our dental practice collectively and not individualized titled positions of grandeur where egos tend to come before leadership. To the patient, we are all one team, and all of us are there to serve them. The benefits of cross-training far outweigh specialized roles of the typical dental office. Be leaders, not followers of the status quo, and cross-train your team if they haven't been already. Thank you so much for being with us here today, and I hope all of you have an absolute fantastic week.
Thank you for being with us today. Since 2006, My Practice, My Business has been teaching dentists and their teams business skills, dental insurance contractual protocols, and state laws governing how to profitably bill patients fairly for the need-based services they provide. What's more, we guarantee our training, unlike other dental consulting companies in the industry. Simply stated, if you don't increase your net revenue, we don't get paid. We call it dental consulting the way it should be. We believe there has never been a more important time than now for dentists to experience and implement our key methods, knowledge, and business training within their dental practices. To learn more about our guaranteed, no-risk clinical business of dentistry training that is changing dental practices for the better, just go to our website, mypracticemybusiness.com, and surf our pages for additional information about our company and the services we provide. When you're ready, give us a call and get scheduled for the most profitable dental business training that you will ever experience. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave us a 5-star review. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us. Thank you again and have a fantastic day.